All right, so taking a look at question number 8 on the DCCA study guide, it says Heather has 6 cups of milk in her refrigerator. She is baking a cake, and the recipe calls for 3 cups of milk. The question says, what fraction represents the amount of milk Heather will need to use from her refrigerator? So we have a key word here, and that word is fraction. Remember, when we see the word fraction, we typically want to think of our total, which is part over whole. All right, so by reading our word problem, we can see that we have 6 cups of milk. Okay, so our 6 cups of milk, and it says that she wants to use 3 cups of milk. So by looking at this, we can tell that 6 cups here is equal to our whole, and we can tell that 3 cups is the parts needed. So if we apply this by using our formula, we remember that our denominator here will be 6 and our part will be 3, so our answer will be 3 over 6 or 3/6 D. All right, taking a look at question number 9, it says a cake was cut into 8 equal slices. If Tom and Sherry ate 4/8 of the cake, how many total slices did they eat? All right, so here our word, or a word that we're going to look at, is total. Okay, by doing this, we can see that we're dealing with the sum of unit fractions here, which means we're going to need to find the sum. All right, and it says that a cake was cut into 8 equal slices, okay? And she ate 4 out of those equal slices. So we do know that our denominator here will be 8 because this is the total. So we can really cross out any answer choice that does not have the fractions as a denominator of 8, all right? So we can definitely cross out B and C. All right, she ate 4 of these slices. So if we apply our formula again, this will be 4 over 8. And if we were to decompose this fraction, it'll be 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8. We should have 4 ones here. All right, so in this case, the answer would be D. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the reason the answer is not A is because, as you can see, these are not unit fractions and we are looking for unit fractions. All right, if you look at B, again, the denominator should be 8, not 4. And of course, C is the same way. Even though it has the unit fractions of 1 at the top, the denominator is wrong because it's 4 and not 8. All right, so looking at this question here, it says study the cake shown below. So we're dealing with a picture of a cake here. It says, what is the perimeter of the cake? In the space below, show your work and write your answer on the line. All right, so our key word is perimeter. All right, and so if we remember our perimeter, simply we just add all the sides. All right, so you have to remember the difference between area and perimeter. Area is multiplication, perimeter is addition. So in this case, remember, if one side of this cake is 9 inches, that also means the other side is 9 inches as well. Okay, so you're going to add the lengths and the widths. Okay, so if the width of this cake is 13 inches at the top, that means the width at the bottom will also be 13 inches at the bottom. All right, so you're simply going to add all the sides, 9 plus 9 plus 13 plus 13. All right, so if we do our 9 plus 9s here, we get 9 plus 9 is equal to 18. And if we do our 13 plus 13 here, we get 26. Okay, so now we're just going to add 18 plus 26, and I can do that in the standard algorithm if it's hard for me to add side by side. So I know that 8 plus 6 in this case will be 14, and I know that 1 plus 2 plus 1 will be 4. So our answer is 44 inches. All right, so you want to remember that with perimeter you are adding. All right, moving on to question number 11 here. Okay, it says an outline of a rug in Jordan's classroom is shown below. What is the area of the rug in square feet? All right, so with the question like this, you do have a keyword here, and that's area. And if you remember our area formula, this is the distance inside a shape. So you are essentially just multiplying the length times the width. All right, so this is our area formula, length times width. All right, so in order to figure that out here, you have a grid and they gave you a square on the inside. So since the perimeter is the area inside of a shape, that means you're going to add the length and the width, okay? I'm sorry, you're going to multiply the length and the width of the square units inside the shape. So to do that, you're going to start here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? And we're going to do the same thing at the top, but this time we're going to go to the right. So we already got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so in this case, our length is going to be 5 and our width is going to be 5 as well. So with area, we're simply going to be multiplying 5 feet times 5 feet equals 25 feet squared. All right, so by looking at the equation, you can see here that this was the closest equation if you were not using the units here, but the answer is definitely 25 feet squared. All right, so you just want to remember the areas associated with multiplication. All righty. Now taking a look at question number 12, it says 2 friends played a game. The first friend scored 339 points and the second friend scored 75 more points than the first friend. Okay, which strip diagram can be used to find the total number of points that both friends scored? All right, so by looking at this, you want to kind of get an understanding of what we're looking for. So this is need a total, and here in our class, when we have need a total, we call this net. All right, and so you want to remember that on a net box or a net strip diagram, that essentially you have your part whole box, okay, and you want to remember, if they gave you 2 parts, this is going to be in the part boxes. All right, so we have 339 is for the first friend, and then 75 more points will be the second friend. So essentially the 2 parts represent the friends. And remember, the whole or the total goes at the top box here. So we're looking for a total, or we need a total. So by looking at the answer choices, we can see that A is wrong, because we are not looking for a part. This is what makes this wrong here. We're not looking for a part. We already know what the first friend is. It's 339. So that should go in this box here. Okay. Again, the second part is wrong, B, because they're essentially saying that you are going to add 339 plus 339, and then your answer should be a part of the 75. That is not what we're looking for. Okay. C looks like it may be correct here, because we need to find a total. We don't know what the total is yet, and we have friend 1 here, and then we have friend 2 here. Okay, so if we were to add up these 2 friends, that would get us our total. And of course you can't leave D out. Again, they're trying to make you add 339 2 times. That is not the case. That is not what we're doing in this word problem, because if you scroll back up, it is saying that what strip diagram can be used to find the total number that both friends receive. We only have 2 friends here, the first friend and the second friend. So in this case, with what they're giving us, they're saying that we have 3 total friends here. So this would be 1, 2, and 3. That will be wrong. So the answer is not D. The answer is C. Again, this is for number 12.